2 cans, 1 crown. Red Bull built an empire on 250 milliliters and a promise of wings. Monster answered with twice the volume, twice the attitude, and a claw mark that became a cultural icon. Today, we settle 9 categories to find out which energy drink truly dominates in 2026. The battle starts now. In the left corner, Red Bull, the Austrian original that invented the mainstream energy drink category in 1987. With 80 milligrams of caffeine per 250 milliliters, a proprietary taurine and B vitamin formula, and a global brand presence built on Formula One racing and extreme sports, Red Bull is the #1 energy drink on the planet by revenue. In the right corner, Monster Energy, the American heavyweight backed by Coca-Cola, boasting over 40 flavors in 2026, 160 milligrams of caffeine per 16-ounce can, and a rabid fanbase built through music, motocross, and gaming culture. Round 1. Energy Effectiveness. Red Bull packs 80 milligrams of caffeine into a precise 250 milliliter formula alongside taurine, glucuronolactone, and a full suite of B vitamins, B3, B5, B6, and B12. This combination is not an accident. It was engineered specifically to deliver a sustained, smooth energy curve without the hard crash that plagues higher-dose competitors. Clinical research published in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition supports moderate consumption of exactly this formula for improved concentration and reaction time. Monster delivers more caffeine per serving, but more is not always better. Red Bull's formula is optimized for focus and cognitive enhancement, not just raw stimulation. When you need to perform at your best for hours, the precision of Red Bull's ingredient ratios wins this round convincingly. Red Bull takes round 1. But wait, Monster fires back hard in round 2 with flavor variety. In 2026, Monster Energy fields over 40 distinct flavors across multiple product lines, dominating convenience store cooler doors from coast to coast. Mango Loco is a cult classic. Pipeline Punch delivers a layered tropical hit that no competitor has matched. Ultra White and Ultra Fiesta Zero sugar cater to calorie-conscious consumers who still want variety. The Rehab Tea Lemonade line and the Java Monster Coffee series push Monster into entirely new drinking occasions. Red Bull, by comparison, offers around 12 flavors including its additions range. The originals are excellent, but the selection is thin. On flavor variety and shelf presence alone, Monster is in a completely different league. Monster wins round 2, and we are level at 1 apiece. Round 3. Brand image, and this is where Red Bull operates on a completely different level. Red Bull is not just an energy drink. It is a media and sports entertainment company that happens to sell beverages. Red Bull Racing won multiple Formula One Constructors' Championships. Red Bull sponsors the most iconic moments in extreme sports history, from Felix Baumgartner's space jump to the X Games highlights that defined a generation. Red Bull Media House produces award-winning documentaries and original content watched by hundreds of millions. Red Bull Records launch chart-topping artists. This brand transcends any single product category. Monster builds solid subculture credibility through motocross, gaming, and metal music sponsorships, and that is meaningful. But Red Bull has built a global empire that generates brand equity competitors simply cannot purchase. Red Bull wins round 3 and leads 2-1. Here is the twist. Round 4 goes to Monster on pure price and value, and it is not particularly close. A standard Monster 500 milliliter can retails for around $2.49 at most convenience stores and gas stations in 2026. A Red Bull 250 milliliter can costs approximately $2.79. Do the math. Monster gives you double the volume for 30 cents less. That is nearly 4 times the value per milliliter. For everyday consumers who are buying energy drinks multiple times per week, that math adds up to real money over a month. Red Bull's premium pricing is defensible given its brand positioning, but when we are comparing raw value for money, Monster wins this round decisively. Monster takes round 4 and ties the match at 2 apiece. We are heading to halftime all square. Halftime check, and we are perfectly level at 2 wins each after 4 rounds. Red Bull took energy effectiveness and brand image. Monster countered with flavor variety and price value. 5 rounds remain and this battle is wide open. Who takes the second half? Round 5. Sports Partnerships. Red Bull Racing is one of the most successful Formula One teams in history, winning multiple Constructors' Championships and backing Max Verstappen through his historic title runs. Red Bull also owns the New York Red Bulls soccer franchise, FC Red Bull Salzburg, and RB Leipzig in the Bundesliga. Its athlete roster is a who's who of the world's most elite performers, from Neymar to Tadej Pogacar to Nathan Adrian. The depth and prestige of Red Bull's sports investment is staggering. Monster competes well in motocross and freestyle events and has strong NASCAR and MMA sponsorships, but the scale is incomparable. Red Bull does not just sponsor sports, it owns teams, produces events, and creates champions. Red Bull wins round 5 and retakes the lead at 3-2. The comeback, round 6, and Monster strikes back on caffeine and raw ingredient content. A standard 16-ounce Monster can delivers 160 milligrams of caffeine per serving versus Red Bull's 80 milligrams per 250 milliliters. But Monster goes further with its proprietary energy blend. Taurine at 200 milligrams, Panax ginseng extract, L-carnitine, and inositol, all layered in alongside the caffeine. This stack provides a multi-pathway stimulant effect that Red Bull's simpler formula does not attempt to replicate. For consumers who want maximum stimulant load per dollar, gym goers, long-haul drivers, night shift workers, Monster's ingredient density is genuinely more comprehensive. Red Bull is refined, Monster is powerful. When raw ingredient totals decide the round, Monster wins round 6. Monster ties the score at 3-3. 3 rounds left. Round 7. Market leadership, and the numbers tell an unambiguous story. Red Bull is the #1 energy drink in the world by revenue in 2026, generating approximately $11 billion in annual sales across more than 175 countries. That is not a small margin. Monster Energy, the second largest player and majority owned by Coca-Cola, generates around $7.1 billion. Red Bull sells over 12 billion cans per year despite having a smaller product range and a higher price point. That performance proves the brand commands premium loyalty at global scale. The Coca-Cola distribution machine behind Monster is formidable, but it has not been enough to close the revenue gap at the top. Red Bull wins round 7 and takes the lead at 4-3. One more win closes this out. Round 8. Design and packaging. The Red Bull Slim Silver Blue can is one of the most instantly recognizable consumer product designs in the world. You can identify it from across a room, in a blurred photo, in the background of a television commercial. That narrow cylindrical silhouette, the charging Red Bull's logo, the blue and silver color split. It is a masterclass in product identity that has been copied by hundreds of competitors across the globe and never equaled. Monster's black can with the neon claw mark is genuinely striking and culturally potent, particularly among younger demographics. It photographs beautifully on social media. But iconic status requires decades of consistency and ubiquity, and in that context, Red Bull has no peer in the energy drink category. Red Bull wins round 8 and takes a commanding 5-3 lead heading into the final round. Final round. Innovation. Monster wins this one going away. While Red Bull has refined its core product and introduced its additioned seasonal flavors, It has largely stuck to the same fundamental formula for years. Monster has aggressively expanded into entirely new product categories. The Ultra Zero Sugar line captures the health-conscious segment. The Rehab Tea Lemonade range targets recovery and hydration. Java Monster is a legitimate competitor in the ready-to-drink coffee market. Monster Hydro offers a non-carbonated sports water option. Predator, Monster's value sub-brand, competes in developing markets. This portfolio breadth demonstrates genuine product innovation and market expansion, thinking that Red Bull simply has not matched. Monster wins the final round, but it is not enough. Red Bull wins the overall battle 5 rounds to 4. The original energy drink remains the global champion. After 9 rounds, the final score is Red Bull 5, Monster Energy 4. A genuinely close contest that could have gone either way. Red Bull wins on brand power, sports dominance, market leadership, design iconography, and energy formula precision. Monster wins on flavor variety, price value, caffeine content, and product innovation. And if you want more for less money, Monster is absolutely the smart choice. But Red Bull built the category, owns the premium position, and generates revenues no competitor has touched. In 2026, the original still wears the crown. Which one is in your fridge right now? Drop it in the comments.